Today we are working Psalm 65. In traditional psalm magic, we use Psalm 65 frequently to become successful in our affairs, to give thanks for blessings, to succeed against odds, and also for a bountiful harvest. And today I would like to use Psalm 65 to overcome a drought in one's life and to receive overflowing blessings. The way we work psalm magic is simple, easy, and effective. We take our psalm and we speak it out loud all the way through once without stopping. We call this an incantation. When we finished with that, we go back through the psalm and we consider each verse one at a time, and we search for meanings that lie hidden behind each verse. These are frequently called occult meanings because they are hidden. We apply what we find to whatever the situation is that we brought to the psalm. And it's through this searching, digging, finding, and applying that we are dislodging the very seeds of magic necessary for our spell and allowing them to be planted in the depths of our mind, where they take root, they grow, they blossom forth, and they bear fruit after their kind. And that is precisely what you and I are going to do together right now with Psalm 65. Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest, and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are afar off upon the sea, which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power, which stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of the people. They also that dwell in the uttermost parts are afraid at thy tokens. Thou makest the outpourings of the morning and evening to rejoice. Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. Thou greatly enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them corn when thou hast so provided for it. Thou waterest the ridges thereof abundantly. Thou settlest the furrows thereof. Thou makest it soft with showers. Thou blessest the springing thereof. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys are also covered over with corn. They shout for joy. They also sing. Now we're going to do step number 2 in our psalm formula, which is the digging and the finding of the magic seeds. So this is very important to get through this entire psalm and find the magic that you need for your spell. So think about whatever it is that you have brought to this psalm, and we're going to get busy getting that ready for you. First things first, when we start to do this second step, we have to remind ourselves to whom we are addressing. We are addressing in this psalm God, and God is Elohim. Elohim is a singular plurality. It's the collective of the host of heaven. But for us as magicians, it's a symbol. It's a symbol for the one power, the one source, the one force in all the universe. There is but one force. And since there's only one, there's nothing that can oppose it. There's nothing that can go up against it. And that force is for us. Whomever the force is for, nothing can be against. And that's why our success in psalm magic is assured. It starts with praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. Infinite intelligence is waiting for us at all times to help us. It doesn't just come and do it for us because that would be against our free will. We would be nothing but automatons. But the quality of this infinite intelligence is that of responsiveness. So our job is to always make the first move. And we're saying praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion. Zion is the holy hill where the tabernacle is situated. And that's symbolic of the place where we and the infinite are one. If you conceive of yourself as being a ray of light from a central star, and that the star is the symbol of the infinite, then the place where that ray is joined to that star is Zion. And so that's a place within you where you and the infinite are one. You have to climb up the mountain to get to the tabernacle. That's a symbol that you have to elevate your consciousness. You have to look up in your mind. And unto thee shall the vow be performed. So the vow is the praise that's waiting. The way to get our magic flowing is through praise. It's telling us to praise God. But what's God? It's the one source. It's the source of all good. So God is good. So whatever the good is in your life, that is what God is. And so you want to praise what's good in your life. And you also want to praise the good that you want. So whatever drought you want to be ended so that you can have unleashed blessings in your life, what are those blessings that you want? Those are your good. Those are God. So praise them. Be happy about that. These things are on their way to you right now. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Flesh meaning our mortal mind, our disconnected sense of self. And this separated self is an illusion. We aren't separated. We are one with our source. We are one with the Creator. We are one with our soul. However, in our minds, we are separated. And that's the whole condition of this earth right now, is until we've healed that thought form in our mind that we're separated, we have to climb up a mountain to get to the infinite who's going to help us. Ultimately, we don't need to do any of that. Ultimately, whatever we want is already ours. So, O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. So we're going to the source in order to get our needs met. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgressions, they shall purge them away. For the sake of this spell, iniquities represent the drought experience that we're having. And then it says, as for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. That's the nature of the infinite. The infinite doesn't hold a grudge. The infinite doesn't keep track in a book of every sin you've ever made, every problem you've ever created, any mistake, any fall. None of that. That's not how the infinite works. The infinite works because it extends love. And who you are is an extension of love. And you are created out of an act of love. So anything that you've done in this separated world that is an error that you feel like you're having to pay a price for, the infinite doesn't see it that way. The infinite's absolutely ready, willing, and able to clean that up for you, to put you back on the road of you being happy. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest, and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. The infinite chooses you. The infinite chooses you because the infinite creates you. The infinite is hyper aware of you, loves you unconditionally, and rooting for you. So you are blessed because you are chosen. When you approach the infinite to dwell in the infinite's courts, what you're doing is coming home. That's where you belong. You belong in a royal palace, in royal courts, with everything necessary for your happiness. And it's all provided for, already. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are afar off upon the sea. So the terrible things in righteousness is similar to the fear of God. It's terrible in that it's so different than the world that we understand. It's so different than the life that we understand. Problem, solution, problem, solution. Problem, 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 little bit of solution. Toil, toil, toil. That's this world. What's terrible in righteousness, the terrible things, the different things, is you can have what you want. You can have your needs met. You don't have to wait. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you'll find. It's right there for you. The infinite wants you to be happy. No strings attached. You don't need to tap dance. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to go through a bunch of hoops to get there. Because of who you are beloved by this force, and everything that you desire and require has already been provided for. So now it's a matter of that drought ending, and that's what this psalm is going to accomplish for us. When it says, "Who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth," no matter what you've done in your life, you're here. No matter where you've gone and how hard it's been and how many trials and tribulations you've come through them. So you know that the infinite will get you through anything. Now it's the next step. You don't have to always just get through stuff. The confidence, the faith that you've been building throughout your whole life leads you to this next step where you can just have it, where you can just be happy. You can just be successful. You can just have your blessings. And then of them that are afar off upon the sea. Even to this day, the sea is a scary place, but especially scary back in the days that these Psalms were written, because they didn't have modern nautical science available to them. Those that are afar off upon the sea are feeling a lot of danger in their lives. So no matter where you are on the spectrum of safety, danger, you are fine. You are protected, which by his strength settest fast the mountains, being girded with power. So the mountains are any big thing, whether they're big goals or big problems, the infinite's got you. The mountains are nothing for the infinite, because the infinite is girded with power. But since you're an extension of the infinite, guess who else is girded with power? Right, you. Which stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of the people. So even those that are on the seas, the scary situations in life, not only is the infinite going to keep you safe, the infinite's going to solve the problem, whatever it is. They also that dwelt in the uttermost parts are afraid at thy tokens. Thou makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to rejoice. Being afraid of the tokens of the infinite means that even the smallest little miracles that can happen in your life are nothing compared to what's coming for you. All the good that's on its way for you, all those blessings that are on the way to you, big miracles that you might have experienced in the past, they're little trinkets compared to what's on its way. Thou makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to rejoice. You're going to be rejoicing all through the day, all through the night, when you wake up, when you go to sleep. And why are you rejoicing? Because everything's so good. But then there's also, you can reverse engineer that. How do you make everything good? By rejoicing, morning and night. Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. Thou greatly enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them corn when thou hast so provided for it. Now, this is a very important part of this psalm, because all of that drought that you've experienced, it's not the will of the infinite. So now that we have allowed the infinite into our private world, into our garden that's been going on with the drought, now that we've given it permission, here comes the rain. And it's not a scary rain, it's a nourishing rain. It's a beautiful rain that ends the drought, waters everything, and brings the corn. And the corn is a symbol for whatever kind of prosperity you need. Whatever you need, whatever you desire. And the corn that comes up isn't just enough to eat and then you're done. It's an abundance, storehouses of corn. So think about what your corn is. What do you need? Maybe you need money. Maybe you need healing. Something in your relationship needs to be fixed. Whatever it is. It's no big deal to the infinite. Get ready for the corn. Here comes the rain. Thou waterest the ridges thereof abundantly. Thou settlest the furrows thereof. Thou makest it soft with showers. Thou blessest the springing thereof. A very important understanding that these aren't torrential rains. These are nourishing, beautiful rains that are fertilizing the fields of your life. Kind, gentle, helpful rain. The kind of rain that people applaud after a long drought. The worst kind of rain after a long drought is a torrent that just wipes everything away. That's not the kind of rain we have. We have the perfect amount of rain so that you can have the perfect harvest. But not just this season. This is perpetual. And we're not thinking about the future. We're not planning for the future, but knowing that this is just natural for you now. Once you understand that you can ask for the blessing and then receive the blessing, you don't have to worry about the future. You don't have to worry about next year's harvest. Next year's harvest will be just as easy, if not better than this one. You'll cross that bridge when you come to it. For right now, you've got all that you need to have an abundant harvest. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. Dropping fatness is a wonderful, beautiful image. It's not enough to get by, it's abundance. It's almost wasteful abundance. It's so abundant that there's fatness. That's the kind of abundance the universe has for you, personally, right now, in this spell. So whatever you need, don't worry. That's just a nothing compared to all of the other abundance that's on its way. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. Here's this beautiful pasture with lovely hills around it, and it's all becoming fertile ground. It's all becoming ripe and green and blossoming forth in every aspect of abundance. And it's so happy and beautiful that the hills themselves are dancing around. You're living in this enchanted world because of this. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys are also covered over with corn. They shout for joy. They also sing. Now, flocks and corn in this day and age were the epitome of abundance. If you're covered with flocks and you're covered with corn, you are rich. You're fine. You have nothing to worry about. So what is your corn and what are your flocks? What do you want? What do you need? What do you feel like is missing in your life? Where is the drought? What is that causing? Well, this is the solution to that. And this is happening right now. Do this once a day, every day, until you get a sense of peace and certainty in your heart. You know, I feel good about this. I'm not worried at all about this. I know this is working. Once you get that little click, that's the sense of peace and certainty within, that's an indicator to you from your deep mind, your spell is cast, stop casting about this, and move on to the next thing. Because if you can put this out of mind, you're giving it room to manifest in a beautiful way. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate you. Until next time, blessed be.